Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri, and is the world's first single barrel only liquor store. This business is owned and operated by Steve Akley and Jim Fosnot. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution list. That way you'll know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and what barrel picks they have in the works. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today we have a special show where we're at the ABV Barrel Shop sitting at the tasting bar, joined by Stephen Fante and myself as we talk about a brand new product from Yellowstone, their single malt. Mr. Fante, how you doing, buddy?
Doing well, Steve. Doing well.
That's good, good. So you are here in St. Louis and you put us on the list here. You got, this is because of this product, isn't it? You're out here.
It is. It is the first launches of the new American single malt.
You guys are a little bit ahead of the curve here because single malt, I always say, is the category that is getting ready to explode. They're getting ready. They're in the process of going through what they need to be done to get it an approved a line within the American whiskey, and it's not quite yet. They've got they're like I said, it is a process, but you guys are going to be at the forefront of that, jumping on board very early. So congratulations to you.
Absolutely. You know, Steve Beam has always wanted a line extension on the Yellowstone line, and he had anticipated this a long time ago. He has already met all the regulations that we anticipate the TTB going for.
Right.
This is a 4-year-old and or older. It's past 4 years old in a new charred American oak container. And the coolest thing, I think, that takes it over the top is the 108 proof. 108 proof for an American single malt has so much flavor.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not heat. It doesn't come off on the back end of it with all the heat that you might think that you or anticipate that you would get off 108 proof. And the reason for that is the vetting of it. And Stephen Beam is always cognizant of the fact that proof influences the flavor characteristics of a whiskey as much as he does, as much as the barrel manufacturer does, as much as the barrel house manager does. And so he tasted it at several different proofs to come to the 108. Originally, we had discussed and kicked around 100 proof, and it just wasn't as flavorful as it was when it hit 108. When I tasted it at 108 proof, it was like,
that's the one.
Easy like Sunday morning.
Yeah. So as this is being rolled out across the U.S., so you being here in St. Louis is part of this rollout. Will it be here, there, and everywhere at some point? And the second question, the follow-up is this an ongoing item, or is this just like a limited release?
No, this is ongoing, and it's going to be in all 50 states and several countries. It is the brother to Yellowstone Select, and we do believe that it will be as iconic as the brand states that it is. Mm-hmm. Yellowstone being back 150 years, this is going to be around for quite some time, and we believe that it will become an icon of its own.
Yes. Yeah, we were just having some conversations with our mutual friend, Bernie Lubbers, and he kind of told me that Heaven Hill is on the sideline at this point, wanting to see what's going on with single malts before they jump in. But now we see, I mean, not only craft, it's pretty prevalent in craft, but Jack Daniels has one, Jim Beam has one, you guys jump in, you guys got one. So this is truly going to be a huge thing. Once you get those companies on board, everybody's going to have one at some point, aren't they?
I do believe.
Yeah, good stuff. So what we're going to do next, we're going to take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to taste this thing and see what we think. Live on the air, we're going to taste this and see if it lives up to expectations. All right?
I love it.
We'll do that in just a few. Let's talk about the people who make these shows happen. First up is the ABV Barrel Shop. It is the most unique shopping experience in the world of bourbon, as the ABV Barrel Shop only sells single barrels. Owners Steve Akley and Jim Fosnot select. With over 100 distilleries on board to sell us barrels, we are home to the most unique and diverse barrel pick selections in the bourbon world. By signing up for our email, you will always know what we have in stock. In addition to the single barrels, we'll have a gift shop featuring ABV Barrel Shop as well as ABV Network merchandise. We are partnering with vendors like Art Eatables and Old Man Bay Signs to bring you unique items you can't find anywhere else. We will also have a 24-seat classroom where we are offering educational and fun classes like Breakfast and Bourbon, a series where we pair donuts and bourbon, customer barrel picks, and opportunities to learn from master distillers and other bourbon dignitaries. Best of all, we feature a tasting bar where you can try before you buy. All of this is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. If you are in the St. Louis area, please stop by to say hi. If you're traveling in from outside the area, please take advantage of our hotel rates with the Drury Inn and Pear Tree Inn, less than a mile from our shop. This can be done via the links in our Visit St. Louis section on our website. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to plan your trip. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. Hi, this is Steve Akley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about the Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent trips to Kentucky. Today, he is amongst the leaders of young distillers leaving their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery yields insight on their unique family history, why their products are special, and gives you the opportunity to taste their whiskey, moonshine, and creams. Check them out at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com or visit them in Sparta, Kentucky.
This is Jim Fosnot. I'm your bourbon buddy, and you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
All right, everybody, welcome back. My name is Steve Akley. I'm joined by Stephen Fante. We are here at the ABV Barrel Shop, and we're going to be doing a tasting of the single malt from Yellowstone. Again, 108 proof. This is, it's got some oomph to it, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah. So,
as soon as you nose it, I mean, you bring it to your nose and you can smell all that grain.
Grain is there, absolutely.
It's 100% barley grain, and boy, does it come through on the nose.
Right. It does. You get that barley on the nose, and for us, you know, of course, we're recording this in St. Louis. We have, you know, the biggest brewery in the world, just right down Highway 55, not too far from here. You know, you can jump in a car and be there 10 minutes from now, and you get some of those notes that you get when you're driving down 55, hitting Arsenal, right where Anheuser-Busch is, and you pick up that barley on the nose for sure, if you're familiar with that. So let's give this a taste. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
It is just wonderful. That taste, this, and I'm not kidding you, this is literally the best American single malt whiskey I've ever had. It is fruity up front. It's
peaches and honey.
Yeah, peaches and honey. It's all that's there. There's this baked bread taste, kind of mid palate, and then at the back palate, you start picking up a little bit of that spice.
Cinnamons and stone fruits, you know, the ones with the pits in them.
Right. Let me tell you something. 108 proof. I have no idea as I'm drinking this. If you told me, I'm blind. I know this going in. I know it's 108 proof. But if you just bring this in and say, "What's the proof?" 90. I don't. I mean, it drinks that easy, man. This is some easy drinking stuff.
Neat. That's all I got to say about this whiskey. Neat. It doesn't need anything. What it needs is a glass to pour it out of. That's it.
Yeah. So, do you guys anticipate this being pretty readily available? Is this a product that you're trying to make available, or is it going to be one of these that is out there, but no one ever actually sees.
No, this is going to be available.
Nice.
You're going to be able to go to the shelf where the Yellowstone Select is and look next door to it for its
Right.
brother.
Yeah.
And it'll be right there sitting beside it.
Okay. Moving forward, and I know this is early, and maybe you don't even know, or maybe you know but you can't say. Are we going to get to the point where we see things like barrel picks or just limited offerings like barrel proof and stuff like that, or is this just too early on in the process? Let's just get this out on the out there and then see what we do with that down the road.
The future with this is going to be on the shelf for now, but I do anticipate that we will have some rye barrels that will come available sometime soon.
Okay.
And that would be a barrel pick program only, and you would start to see some of those single barrels coming out to the marketplace.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. Well, that's some good stuff. For our audience, I'm talking to you now. I can't encourage you enough to go out there, seek this one out. Mr. Fante, I assume you're going to be other places too. You're here in St. Louis as we record this. This show will drop the next day. So if you're listening to this, you know that Stephen Fante was here just the day before. And you're in this market doing some events and things like that. Where are you going to be in St. Louis? Is there anything you could share? We'll pull in Dustin here from Luxco, and he can tell us a little bit about if someone is hearing this, knowing that we're talking about Friday and later now.
We are teamed up with the STL Barkeep team.
Okay.
Their new brick and mortar, the Vandy, just opened right on Vandeventer there. So
Very nice.
we're going to be having a little cocktail party with the American Single Malt there tonight. And then we're going to make sure that we get our distributor partners all trained up and ready to go. So that way, your listeners will be able to find it anywhere and everywhere.
And people will be versed in it because, you guys are training them up on it.
This became available for sale Tuesday afternoon. And we're actually kicking it off with our distributor on Friday. But we already have over 83 cases out with over 55 places of distribution here in St. Louis. So we're ready. We're
Very
getting
nice.
it out there because
Very nice.
people want to drink it.
Of course, our listeners aren't just from St. Louis; they're from all over. Look for you coming up, right? You're kind of. I assume you have a lot of these events that'll be coming up. I won't make you run through the entire list or anything, but do know that you'll probably be coming to their market at sometime soon, right?
Absolutely.
Very good. On that note, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Mr. Fante, we'll start with you. Where can people find you? They want to follow the journey, and I'm talking whether that's your personal journey or you want to talk about Yellowstone.
Bourbon Scout 1872. Bourbon Scout 1872 is my social media. The very first park in American history was incepted in 1872, Yellowstone National Park, and the first park rangers in that park were called Scouts. So look me up on Instagram or Facebook, Bourbon Scout 1872. And then, of course, Limestone Branch Distillery. Everything is linked into the distillery webpage at limestonebranch.com.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakley.com. We've also got a company website, that thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. And if you like what we're doing, please stop by and see us. We're at the ABV Barrel Shop located in Arnold, Missouri, a St. Louis suburb. We'd love to see you. In fact, we've got an event coming up where we're going to be releasing a barrel of Yellowstone. And part of the event that we're going to be doing on April 1st, you can sign up for that at Eventbrite or go through our website. And part of that is we will be tasting the single malt too. So if you haven't had the opportunity to do so between now and then, please sign up for that and you have the chance to do so at that point. Please give us a 5-star review. It helps new people find the show, which is pretty darn important to us. And if you like what we're doing, get involved at patreon.com/the ABV Network. On that note, we'll wrap this one up as we always do. We'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Have a great day.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Last but not least is the ABV Barrel Shop. While we don't get to play in the allocated bourbon game because we aren't selling the other products you have to do to get those, we do have access via our friendships in the bourbon industry to some really cool stuff. Have you ever seen your favorite craft distiller selling some really cool limited offerings only in their gift shop? I'm talking things like the Hazmat offering Distillery 291 did for their 10th anniversary, or Neely Family Distillery's Papaw's birthday barrel. They don't have enough of it to send it out to distributors, so they only sell it via their gift shop. Well, companies like Distillery 291 and Neely Family Distillery have agreed to sell us 2 or 3 cases of these offerings moving forward, meaning our store will have the access to some of the rarest whiskeys in the world. Way more difficult to come by than the allocated bourbon offerings with a national release. Yes, they will be extremely tough to come by, but if you're a customer of our store, you'll have a chance to get them. Get signed up for our email or text list over at abvbarrelshop.com so you don't miss out.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akley production.